Alright, let's try something. This in. Make sure we have everything we need here. I believe we do. Yeah. Let's come here. I want to test something today. I want to see if this is going to work. What we're going to do is we're going to leave this the way it is with this isometric grid. We're actually going to copy this over. I think this is a template, isn't it? It is a template. So let's actually save this as... Save it as isometric 2. Let's go isometric 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to play around with some isometric art today. I think we'll do isometric testing, I guess. I don't know. This is an old isometric drawing we did. So let's get out of this. We'll open that template back up. That way we have this template in place, right? We get rid of all this. So then what we're going to do is we're going to set the background to just a default blue color. Now, I want to test this and see how well this will work, because I think this could actually be really cool. And what I mean by that is if we turn off the grid, let's say we draw a square real quick and we give it a... Let's give it like a red fill for just a second. And then what I want to do... Oh, so it actually snaps to the grid. Okay, cool. Let's make it sort of a Minecraft block, if we would. Right? So we'll go here. We'll just do a darker red. Because I want to try to prove a theory here to see if this will actually work or not. So what we'll do is we'll kind of go like this. And we'll kind of go like this. And we'll just play around with it for a minute. Now, cool. We'll pretend like that's sort of like grass or something hanging down, right? Now what we'll do is we'll take perfect little squares like this. And we're just sort of warming up here today, folks. If anybody has any questions for me or anything, let me know. Just kind of getting warmed up in general. Because they added some really cool new isometric tools to Affinity. And I want to play with them a little bit, because I haven't actually played with them a whole lot yet. Okay. So let's say this was the left side of the block, right? I want to see how well this would work in theory. If we copied this over, and then we took this one and just made it slightly varied. I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. Let's take these, flip them, and we'll just kind of go like this, and we'll move them around in a little bit different manner. Alright, we're going to group it, sort of move it to the center there. There we go. Now, the thing I want to test here... Alright, let's do it. So if we go to the grid tools, where are they? And you'll have to excuse me because I'm still sort of new to the grid tools themselves. Show grid and axis manager. Show grid. Okay. Automatic, basic, advanced. Standard. So how do we get the actual... How do we get that little grid window is what I want to know. Let's see here. Let's go back to grid. Show grid. No. Grid manager. Grid axis manager. We'll leave it on isometric. And show grid. There's a way that you can actually... Oh, wow. Oh, so you can create a grid preset. Okay. With planes. Yep, like it. Let's play around with this. How did we get that? Hold on, let me move something here. How do we get that window up is what I want to know. Because there's an isometric window and I'm not sure how to access it. Maybe you go under advanced? Oh, I bet that's going to be it. Probably going to be a plane set. Let's try it. So let's go disable this. We'll go to View, Grid Manager. Yep. So we'll go with isometric. And let's... Sure, we'll try this. Okay, we'll try this and close. Okay, what I want to know is if I take this and I go fit to side and I say fit to plane. Yep. See, that works. So would this be a viable way? So if I did this and I said fit to plane. Yep. So in theory, you could make all of your assets... You could make all of your assets on a single plane, and then you could make them fit. All right, so let's test that a little further. We'll say no to this. We will open the isometric template. All right, we'll view the grid. Cool. Let's try this again. What we're going to do is we're going to disable that. I think we ought to put isometric up here with color. Yeah, let's put it up there. All right, so let's go with the green, like we were actually making a graph block, right? So we'll come here, and this might actually be a nice way to go about redrawing some of this without having to. This might work out really well. Let's try it out. So we'll go here, and then we'll go like this to label sort of the top grass, if you will. We'll go like this. Alright, cool. And then we'll just take this and we'll go, I guess, centered on it, like right in that area-ish. Yeah, let's play with this. So we'll go kind of like this, I think is what we're going to do. And let's see what this does. So we'll go like this. Nice, okay. Let's take some small blocks. Now, the only area that I could see this sort of being a negative is if you wanted to do some really like advanced shading and stuff in the corners. But I guess you could once the actual thing was in place. You could probably come in and redo some of that. But let's play with this for a minute. So here we go. Here we go. We can go even smaller. So it'll turn all of this on a plane, right? Okay, so we'll just group this as one. Good. We'll copy this. Now, what we could do, I wonder. Let's paste this inside. Yeah. Do the same thing here. What we'll do is we'll cut all this, we'll paste inside, and then what we'll do is we'll drag this right there. So if you wanted this to be perfect, you would have to obviously go like this. Okay, let's keep trying here. Bear with me, folks. Like I said, these are sort of some new tools, and I want to explore to see what we can actually do with them and how I would use them in some of my art. Because I would like to do some more isometric stuff. I do enjoy isometric quite a bit. Let's take all of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go on a lighter spectrum of this. So we'll go... Let's go right about here, I'd say. We don't want it the same color as the grass. We just want some lighter ones sort of thrown in here. Just for a little bit of color variation, I think. Yeah, that looks good. There we go. Nice, okay. Okay, good. Now, that is one piece. Let's move it. So, we could do one of two things. We could flip this at this point, which I think might actually be the best thing to do. And then drag this way. And then take this down. Maybe get rid of this one. I don't know. This is all sort of a test. We're gonna see what we think, and then we'll just kind of go from there, I think. All right. Well, let's see. If we then take... This should all be grouped, I think, for the sake of speed. It'll probably be much faster. But that's all right. We'll just we'll play with it now. We'll flip it, and we'll just kind of go like this. I think. We'll just move some of this stuff around a little bit and resize it. There we go. Take both of these, move them in. Nice. Okay, so it looks like a different block. Now, I want to see what it would take. What if we copied this? I'm assuming it'd be the same exact size, right? It would just be, yeah, it'd be the same exact size. But then what we'll do is we'll get rid of all this. And we'll get rid of all this. And then we're going to see how quickly we can make a block doing this. And I still am sort of conflicted on whether or not this would be the best way to do this. But I think for the sake of now, we'll try it out. In fact, let's see what this would look like. Like if we experimented and we did something like this. Because I think what we might actually do, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to copy these out as a sort of template. We'll take this and we'll paste it inside. All right, so let's see what happens now if we go to modify grid, create plane set. Good. Good. Okay, so we'll go to left side and we'll take this and we'll fit the plane. Yep. And we'll go here, we'll go right side, fit the plane. Interesting. It works. Okay. So then you could take the top, I'm assuming, go top, fit the plane? You could. Okay, so this would be a really quick way to make, if you wanted to do cube-based things. Now, what does this look like if we export it? Does it all snap properly? Let's export this real quick to a PNG. We'll go export PNG, and we'll go desktop, and we'll say test. Save it. Let's go see what this thing looks like. Make sure it looks good. Yeah, seamless. The only thing I see is a slight seam between the top and what is the sides. And then, of course, the next thing you would want to do is here. Okay, let's try that again. This, you'd actually want to snap right there. Now, I wonder what would be the best way to do this. Probably a recolor? Or would you go with a... That's a good question. Because you'd want that side of the block to be a different color, right? So you would probably go with... You could probably go with brightness and contrast, maybe? Could. Take it like this, right? And then you could go here to this top one. And you could do sort of the same thing, I think. Maybe go brighter. That works. That works. And again, and then you would sort of modify some of this, so you could theoretically copy this down like this. Go inside of this and go even darker. Right? Yeah. So then you could do stuff like this. Now, the only problem with that is gonna, I mean, it works. It works. See, I would take this to the next level, though. If it were me, I would be coming in here and I would be sort of shading it like this. So I would come along and probably draw, I don't know, something like this. Right? Let's test this. What if I went here, darker? I guess it all depends on how much effort. Now, see, that looks pretty cool, right? Makes it look very three-dimensional. But I don't know if that looks... It almost messes with your eyes, because it almost doesn't look right, right? Because if you were going to do that, then it would be the same thing here. So it would be here, over, and that's it. So same concept, grab this, go darker, and go to the back, right? Yep. You could do that, but it's, I don't know if it's necessary. Or you could just sort of outline the whole thing. And see, that's where, again, I've sort of gone in and I've done stuff before like this. See, I almost feel like you'd be better off designing it with your... Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to do that. Okay, so let's group this. We'll take this off. We'll group this, and we'll hold these two. as sort of proof of concepts, if you will, because it does work. I'm just not sure that's how I'd want to do it. I think if I was going to do it, it'd be more like, I think I would build on the actual grid, which means I would go this side first, right? Hang on, grid settings. Let's go 64.5. Yeah, that way to be fifths, and it would be 64 might be too big. I think we'll go 48, and we'll go fives. Yep. Okay. We'll save this. All right. Yeah. All right, now we'll take. Let's see how well this snaps in here. Let's go 5 wide. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. We'll go 5 out and up. Awesome. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Now, if I remember right, essentially it can do just like this. Yep. All right, cool. So what would be neat? How would I pull this off? I would have to come. Let's try. Let's go here. Go out 1. Yeah. Is that right? That looks right. Color. That could work. That's a heck of a lot past, but it could work. And then if I wanted to, I could go like this, take a darker variation of this, like maybe right there. See, that's where this would get a little troublesome, right? Because this, let's go lighter. Let's go on the lighter spectrum, which means this would follow but be darker. Yeah, something like that. I'm afraid this is going to look too three-dimensional, though, which is not my intention. But go ahead and try it. Turn the grid off. I mean, that works really well. I feel like that's not right, though, because if it was overhanging that far on the edges, then there would be more room on the front. Absolutely. But how would I make that right? In fact, that almost looks lopsided because it doesn't, or does it work? Because then you could just kind of do something like this. Go with, I don't know, this. Here. And then we could copy it and paste it inside here. See, this is where you sort of just got to play around and figure out what works for you. I feel like that overhang is too much, though. I really do. I like this concept. I like what we have going right here. And I like the fact that we could very easily shrink that. What I've got to get right up here. I see it. What if it came out? And here. Then here. Then here. Then here. This might be the changer. Let's go with this color. And we'll go lighter. That might be too much. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and finish it just so we can see. Let's go with like a blue for right now. I know that color is completely nuts, but I just want to see. See, then it's in it. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. So, I mean, we could do a perfect square. Which would be this. For like a perfect cube, right? That would be a perfect cube. And then, of course, you could get very playful with this. You could sort of manipulate this in a way. Let's play with that. Let's turn the grid back on. Let's see how difficult it would be to manipulate some of these points. So we'll ungroup this. We should be able to add points right to the middle of this thing, right? So if I'm looking at this, we should be able to dump points, I would say... Well, what would it look like, honestly? Here? Man, this is gonna be tricky. But you know what? It's gonna be a good experience. So we're gonna go ahead and rock and roll, and we're gonna do it. It would be here, 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 and here, right? And then if we took it back like this, and we took it back like this, it would follow perfectly. But then we would have to fill in this. So then it would be here, here. So this is how you would do it, which this is actually very, very similar to the way that I do that stuff now anyways, right? So then this would be an interior piece, which we could, two ways we could do this. We could completely draw it over like this, which actually might be the easy, lazy way to do it. Let's try it. We go with you, and we go to the back. Yep. I mean, that's one way. This is where, let's go a little darker here, not too much, and a little lighter here. Perfect. Which means this is going to match this. Because if you do this right, there we go. Take this color, cut it, paste inside of that, right? So then this would be the same as the top then? Yes. So we'll grab that top piece, throw it in there, turn that grid off. Yeah, so that could work. I mean, the way it looks right there, though, it almost doesn't look right because the shape is where the corners are meeting the corners. I think we'd have to avoid that if we want that to look right. Right. So we'd either have to do smaller pieces or change the way we do those pieces. And what's cool is it's real easy to undo this. Like you just delete those two, and you're right back to where you were, right? So we can just keep testing on this. So I'd say let's do a small sort of like what would essentially be a cut down through one. Oh boy, that would be challenging, right? Because it would be essentially this here, here, and there, right? This color. Now visually that doesn't look right yet, but if we turn the grid back on, I mean, that's sort of the issue with this, right? Is you're sort of, I don't know, I guess it works if you wanted to go that route. Yeah, it could. I would prefer to see it further out than that, though, further spaced. Like maybe, let's get rid of this. Let's turn the grid on. How easy is it to drag these? That works. And then for each one of those, you would just drag a little further and a little further and a little further and a little further until you got where you wanted, which makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, awesome. Go here. Go here. We'll go there. All right. Let's see what this looks like. Because, I mean, technically, well, no, it would be in like this. Yep. Ooh, tricky. Right? Yeah. Go all the way in like that, which means this would go in like this. And then this, I will say it is kind of neat being able to modify these points as such. Go here, here, up, right? Is that what I was looking for? Yeah, that would work. You would need to color in this side of it, however. So it'd be sort of this. I mean, if you do this the traditional, I say traditional, but the way most people do it, then it would look something like this, right? The only problem you run into is where these two sides sort of overlap, then it sort of becomes a problem. But you know, could move that in or out or whatever. Alright, cool. So let's do this. Let's undo all this. And what we're going to do... Let's get rid of these. Right now it should just be these 3 pieces. Good. And what we're going to do is we're going to play around with doing like... what would look like maybe a top sitting on this. I almost feel like... Let's do it. Yep, this is going to be easier. See, this way we can sort of make duplicates. We can snap them to the grid, and we can play with them, see? There we go. And now we can actually play around with these. Get a good look for how they feel and everything. Awesome. Awesome. Alright, so what we'll do is, for this first one, let's just leave it plain. That way it looks like a standard cube, right? It'll look just like a cube. We won't modify it at all. We'll keep it nice and sharp cornered. It'll just look the way it does. For this one, let's try to do an overlapping lid, like, I don't know how to explain it. Sort of, let's turn the grid on. We'll go by 2s. We'll go by 2s. By 1s? Let's go by 1s. And I feel like that's not right. Because I feel like it's overhanging on the end, but it's not overhanging here. Why does it feel that way? No, that's not going to work. And please forgive the strange colors at the moment. I'm trying to test out just the theory here, so I'm not really worried about color usage at this point in time. Let's try here. See, I feel like it's going to look weird. Maybe it's just me? Because then obviously, well, there's 2 ways you could look at this. If you went to the back like this, or like that, then obviously it would sort of, right? But then you would have to, yeah. I mean, it's all a trick on the eyes, is all it really is. So let's take these 2 back, and we'll take these 2 back. We'll get rid of these 2 points. So it looks like a nice little box, really. Not sure that's a 4. Which is a perfect alignment. What I want. Because I wonder if we could do some sort of like a... I mean, well, obviously we could stack them, right? So, I mean, you could take this. And this is where a repeating pattern would help. So, let's say we took this guy. And we went like this, this. This. I don't know, something like this. Okay. Go down like maybe 4, up See, I still feel like one pattern at a time would probably be the ideal solution here. Because I know you can do the fit to plane stuff, I just don't feel like it would work well with this. Let's cut this, paste it in here, cut it, paste it in here. This one will go a little darker yet, see? And then this, we'll just copy this color for now. Actually, we'll go like that. Now, what I want to see, what I'm trying to do here, is prove what this would do, like if we stacked. Yeah, see, it's going to show those blocks, which is really just the concept behind blocks or Minecraft or any of those games, right? Okay. And then, of course, you would add your details and you would do that stuff. So that works. Alright. Give me a second here. I'm getting some drop frames. Let me see what's going on here. Alright, I guess. Alright. So how would I... So you can copy on a grid like this. Now, is that perfect? It is if you go like that, right? Okay. See, and that... I want to... You know what I want to do? I want to export this real quick. I want to make sure that everything looks nice and smooth. So let's go here to test. And we'll export it. Yeah, good and smooth. Yeah, everything looks good. So, what would be the point? I guess if I wanted to do like a repeating pattern, I could go back. Why is this not... Why am I dropping frames? Oh. So let me open... Let's go with isometric here. Now that was the isometric, although that's not what I wanted. Isometric. Here, testing. And see here I did all even match as well. Which works and it looks fine, but I would like to do a little more complexity there. Or work with like putting characters and stuff in there. Maybe that's what we need to work on. Maybe playing around with some of that to see what that would look like. I think we will. Alright, so we'll take you, and we could flip it, which again would do a perfect rotation. So there's several ways to do this. I think what I really need to do is get playing around some more with these isometric tools, because I feel like we could honestly do a pretty cool... So, alright, wait a minute. So there's... If that's the two ways to do this, I don't know which way I like better, or which would serve a better purpose, because it's a really cool... Let's group these. So we could draw the assets flat like this, right? Then we can actually turn them on a plane. So if we go to the isometric plane and we go to the side, if we hit to plane, it works. What does edit in plane do? Can I actually grab like editing tools, or what is... I don't understand here. Edit in plane. Flip horizontal in plane. No. Flip vertical in plane. Okay, makes sense. Rotate. Oh, okay, so you can rotate. What the heck does edit in plane? Huh. I don't know, I'd have to see what that's all about. Alright, let's... Alright, so let's make a cube with these three flat shapes. So we'll cut this, put it inside. Alright, so we'll fit to the side plane. We'll fit to that plane. And then we'll take this and we will fit it to the top plane. Yeah, it works. Rotates everything automatically. So, I mean... As for which one's going to be better, tough to say, I guess. Guess if you were looking for like overall speed, let's export this and make sure the seams look good. Yeah. A little bit of a seam right there on that one that I don't like. But, I mean, maybe there's a way to... Let's pull that back up. I mean, it is cool that you can rotate them on planes like that. So, let's see. If I had them both selected and had the top selected, yep, it'll fit them to the plane. Ooh, but it fits them together. So there you go. See? So that would fit like this. And then if we said fit to plane on this one, same thing. I mean, it could be pretty valuable. So what is the... That's what the grid looks like. So if we took all of them to the side plane, yep, see it rotates everything. All right, so let I have an idea then. Now that we understand how this is working, let's turn off the grid. Let's draw like a hand-drawn bush or something that we would hand draw in like a vector shape, right? Something that looks more organic, sort of like, I don't know, we'll do something quick because we're just sort of in a testing phase here. Let's say something like this. Let's say we were going to make a little bush out of that, right? Something like this. And we could shade it and all that jazz, but right now I just want to see what this is going to look like. Now, if I take this bush, I feel like I would probably be able to make some pretty cool perspectives if I went like this. Yeah, see? It automatically fits it to that plane. So then it's assuming that everything is sort of running. Yeah, right there, perfect. It's running on this plane right there. Right? So then you could do some really cool, almost pop-up book looking stuff with this if you really wanted to. You could sort of... that's fascinating. And you could fit to the top plane. Both side planes as well. Edit in plane I don't quite understand. Oh. Oh, you can actually edit the shape while it's on the plane. Now that's fascinating. I didn't know that. Okay. So you can actually come in here and make changes to the shape while it's on the isometric grid. That's good to know. So then let's draw a little character. Or what would essentially be a little character. Like maybe popped up behind this bush. We'll do something, again, sort of quick. Let's go sort of here. We're not going for perfection here. We're just trying to... This is all sort of a test right now. So let's say we were to make a little character with some weird... See, it's wanting to force to that grid, though. It definitely is wanting to force to that grid. So is there a way to bypass... See, like right there, it's drawing on that grid. And then if I go on this grid, it's drawing on that grid. And if I go to the top, it's drawing on that grid. Is there a way to... show grid? I mean, obviously we could show it, but I don't really want to see it while I'm doing this. What I would like is... I wish there'd be a way... Well, there probably is. I probably just don't know what it is. To, like, temporarily disable the grid? Or not... Maybe not disable might be the wrong word. Let's draw like we normally would. Let's just grab some vector tools and we'll just wing this out, and then we'll rotate it and we'll see what it gives. Heck of an eye. What's up, Sad? I'm playing around with these isometric tools. So I have a weird idea, and I'm not really sure it's gonna work. But like, I'm not even sure what would be the benefit of it, to be honest with you. If it's something that would even look really good, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Let's try it with this. So let's take this drawing here. We're gonna drop it in here on the isometric testing. I want to see something. So I did something pretty cool, Saz. I'm not sure it's gonna work right, but I did it. Let's take everything that's in this group, including the ground, right? Yeah, everything. Logo, all the way down. Yep. Alright, so watch this. If I... You see that? Now that's a very, 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 very rough fit on it. But you can sort of force everything into an almost 3D grid. I'm not really sure how I would utilize this if I wanted to... I mean, this is meant more for like isometric stuff, which it is. It's an isometric grid. But I'm assuming you could also do like some almost 3D style stuff if you really wanted to. In a way. I'm using the word 3D loosely here, but... You would sort of have to play with it some more, I think, to really understand how it's going to work. Yeah, it's... I want to try it on a different thing I had, and I'm trying to remember where the heck I had it. Let's get that off of there. Let's go with... Where is... Is it under Moho? I think it's under... Here it is. Yeah, in a way. Let's take this. This might be a better use case scenario. We'll get rid of this. How you doing today, buddy? Move these out. We'll disable the grid. We'll paste that in and let's move it down. Now here's what I want to do. I figured today I was going to play around and do some learning. Let's take all of this, which is in this. Yep. Oh, good, man. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so I was testing this out. Check this out. I don't know if you saw this. There's something really cool you can do here. You can draw all your assets on a flat plane. So where this tool is useful, obviously, if you're doing straight isometric stuff, like square stuff, you can draw everything on a flat plane like this. Like, let's say we wanted these parts to compromise a block, right? And then we would just come in and we would fit them to the planes, to whatever planes we want, like this. You see that? And then you would just compile the shape. Right. Oh, like down here? Yeah, I overdraw constantly. But like right there, you know, we basically made the flat almost like a template. And then we turned it into a cube. So that would be really cool for isometric stuff. The only thing is, I don't know if that's going to be useful for like some of my other stuff or not. So like, let's say we applied that to this, right? Let's go with modify grid. We'll go 48 on 5s. And then we'll go to a front and we'll fit the plane. Now that's going to look a little weird for a minute. Now it's too busy. It's not quite the look I want because it's not really giving it depth per se. It's more or less just kind of warping it. I don't know. I think it would take quite a bit of practice in order to get it right where you want it, or get it to that specific point. But I think it's possible. All right, let's go here. Turn the grid back on, and let's play around with these shapes. Yeah, I'm just sort of messing around today. Got started late. Had some errands and stuff I had to run this morning, so I figured let's get a little stream in, if nothing. Alright, so we'll go with green. Whatever. Let's try to hand draw this and see what this ends up looking like. So it would be by 3s, so it would be 3, 3, 3, and 3, all the way down.
everyone.
Oh, Razor, thank you for the host, buddy. How are you? So we'll go here. Lighter.
Oh, we got a host.
Hey, Zach, thank you for the host. I appreciate it, y'all. Alright, so it definitely makes a cube, right? Now I want to see what can I actually do with this cube. I'm good, I'm doing alright, buddy. Doing alright. Just sort of messing around today. Just having a little bit of fun. I didn't get to stream as much as I wanted to today. I was saying earlier, I had some errands to run and stuff. So it was one of those, like, I figured I've got a little bit of time. Might as well get something in. Usually on Mondays, I try to stream a good majority of the day, but my daughter had to go to the dentist this morning and, you know, just dad stuff. And back to work tomorrow. I've been off for a week. So, let's go here, but darker, right? Yeah. But then if we went here, did you see that last piece we finished? Everybody? The sci-fi one with the speeder? Yeah, it does. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. I mean, sometimes we have to make things happen. I didn't realize my daughter had a dentist appointment this morning. Hey, Jaden, how you doing? I didn't realize my daughter had a had a dentist appointment this morning. So my wife told me, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, you're taking her." I was like, "You don't think you saw it? Yeah, I'll open it up." We got the scene study done. Well, if you have any questions, Jaden, let me know. Complete 2019. It was the last scene study we did. I liked it. This one was pretty cool. We did some really unique colors with this. So we went real far out with this one. We kind of did this like almost desert looking futuristic city scene, right? And we decided to go ahead and drop this sort of a blurry cityscape in the rear. And then we did, of course, obviously the mountain sort of transpose going back with the bridge. And then we did this little speeder just kind of brushing through the scene with the multiple suns and the stars and everything. It turned out pretty good. There's a couple things looking back on it that I probably would have touched a little differently now, having looked at it for a couple days. But I'm happy with it. I really like the colors first. I think the colors are awesome. But yeah, turned out really cool. I like the way this little city turned out. The little city back here with the little translucent look of the buildings and everything. Yeah, I'm happy with it. And so today I'm just testing out some isometric tools because Affinity with their recent update Seth. With their recent update, they did a big overhaul to the isometric tools that allow you to draw in isometric and really form fit things to isometric really easily. So we were going to play around with creating just some isometric stuff, and we'll see where it goes. No real huge plan today. Just goofing around, hanging out. If anybody has any particular questions about, you know, the normal stuff, softwares I'm using, techniques, anything like that, feel free to ask. We have a very sort of open learning type stream here, so. And thanks for being here. We'll go darker. We'll cut this in here. We'll copy it. We'll paste it in here and go even darker. All right? I think we'll take this for the top. Now let's play with... I don't know how 3D I want to make this. That's the next thing. So if we look at like over here... If we look at over here, where is it? Isometric testing. So I'm live streaming on Jaden. I'm live streaming on YouTube, Mixer, and DLive. So it depends on which link you'd be looking for. let's go with, open this up, and I want to see, I didn't do anything crazy there, I just did hard edge. So yeah, that's what I want to play with. I want to see, I want to get rid of these for a minute. I want to see how I want to handle this. I definitely want to come over. I'm going to miss a stream. Okay, so my mixer is going to be right here, bud. Is going to be there. And then my D-Live is going to be right here. And I'm also on Twitch, but I stream to Twitch maybe a couple times a month. I don't stream there often, and the only reason I don't on a regular is because of the fact that I am an affiliate there, and I'm not allowed to restream there. And I like restreaming to multiple platforms at a time, so when I do stream to Twitch, it is just Twitch, and it's, like I said, it's just a couple times a month. Is it different than the one you did with the markers? Hindu? I saw the marker one. Oh, I think I might have just figured out what I needed. Okay, that's what I wanted right there. And thank you for the kind word, Jaden. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you want my Twitch link, I'll be glad to drop it. Like I said, I just don't stream there often. So I don't want people to, you know. Oh, the mouse. Yeah. Mouse look great. You did that with Sharpies? Yeah. Yep. In the Discord, I saw it. I commented on it. That was really cool. Because I think I asked, I was like, is it markers? And you responded yes. And you had said you had gotten them that day or something? Okay, so that works if I want to go this route. I don't know if I necessarily want to go this route, but I could. So with this, we would just go slightly darker than this, right? This. So we'll grab this, we'll go even slightly. See, that's where the colors are going to get a little off right there. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll drop my Twitch. My Twitch is going to be the same. It's just going to be JerHenning. So it should be right there. Yeah. My name's the same across the board. JerHenning everywhere. So any site you go to where you find like Twitch, you know, Mixer, DLive, anywhere, it's going to be basically whatever the URL with JerHenning at the end. We're testing out some isometric stuff here, Sindhu. So I've done some isometric stuff, and it's basically it's a more like isometrically gritty form of art, as you can see here. And so with the latest update, they went to a whole new like platformer engine with how they're handling isometric. So that's why I was sort of testing this out right here. So we'll see how it works out. So what that is,
I don't have to participate in every
no, what that is what you're seeing there, that's an auto host, Jaden. I have auto host set up on Twitch that allows me to auto host some of my friends over there. That's what you're seeing. So basically, I have an auto host list set up. So anytime I'm not streaming, it automatically bumps over to them. Hey, Angie, how are you? What are you up to today? But yeah, Cindy, we're just playing around with some of these isometric tools. Where basically these are going to be sort of, we're going to make a grass block real quick. We're just going to play around with it, see what we think. Nothing too serious today. I'm doing really good. Doing really, really good. Cannot complain. Had a nice day. Had a nice relaxing day, I guess I should say. See, so that's where that's going to be a little off right there if I want to do it this way. I'm just sitting here sort of talking to myself. Sorry. I was just actually talking about how Affinity, they did an update, and they released some new isometric tools, so I'm sort of testing them out, getting used to them, and trying to figure out how I'm going to use them to increase my workflow with isometric stuff. Is essentially what I'm doing at the moment. So even though it's there, it's still slightly off. You see that? Yeah. It works. You just got to make sure you get those edges just right. You got to get those things just in there, or otherwise it's going to be off. Angie J, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, cool. So yeah, you still got to sort of nurse that a little bit. One thing we can do to sort of speed it up. How much we shave your beard? So if you watch enough, people actually, it's funny you say that, Sindhu. People complain a lot because I shave on and off. And, like, I'll grow a big beard and I'll just shave it out of nowhere. And Water Bottle and Seven over on Mixer, they've been giving me a lot of crap because they want me to just keep growing it. And it's one of those things, a beard is like, I can grow a beard really, really easy. So some days I'll just look in the mirror and I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? And I'll just shave it off. So it really depends on, like, it really depends on my mood. But if you watch enough, you'll see me shave it, trust me. You can ask anybody in here and they'll tell you. I'm good about just cutting it off out of nowhere. And people will be like, what are you doing? My wife hates it when I shave. Because she absolutely loves my beard. I want to test something here.
We got a new follower.
1 second. I hear that follow alert. I want to get this in here. Gusty Throne, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. You can grow. So my daughter braids my beard when it gets long enough. She braids it and she plays with it and she has a good time with it. Because I've had a beard before, clean down to my stomach. Like, I've had some big beards. I did promise my wife, though, when I finally retire one day, I will never shave again. I will essentially be like Jeremiah Johnson or something. I'll never, ever shave again. I'm just going to be like old Father Time. Let it grow down to my knees. Okay, so we're going to try this out. Thank you, Jade. I appreciate that. Really, really do. Like I said, if you have any specific questions or, you know, you're curious about anything, feel free to let me know. That goes for any of the new viewers here. Like I was saying, we have a very sort of helpful teaching kind of stream. We, you know, I like to help people out if I can. So, if anyone has any specific questions, let me know. I'm trying to make this look like water, and I want to make it look like it's recessed into the block. So bear with me while I sort of pull this out here. I think we'll go with a darker background. That's going to help my eyes out. So I wouldn't go a full block down, right? It'd be more like a half block height. Or would I go a full block down? Let's try that. Just go a lot darker. Let's cut it and put it inside of there and see what this looks like. No, that wouldn't work. So you'd almost have to do this completely by hand if you wanted to do something like this. You'd have to come in, look at the isometric grid, sort of like here, and this would get really tricky. But you could. You could essentially turn the grid on. I guess go down a full block? No, wait a minute. Let's modify the grid. Let's modify it on 5s. So if anyone's wondering what the heck that means, so your grid has a specific number of squares that go across, right? And, hey, Dragon, how you doing, buddy? Has a specific number of grids, or blocks that go across, okay? And what you can do is you can set up the spacing so you can sort of customize exactly what the spacing is going to look like. So in this situation, what we've done is we put it right there, which actually isn't where it should be. So we're going to fix that now. We're doing some isometric testing today, bud. I was talking about how Affinity, they updated their isometric tools. They sort of redesigned them with this new update. And people have been saying some really good stuff about it. So I wanted to sort of dig into it and see what it's all about. Because I haven't really truly looked at the new tools. So let's go out. Yep, awesome. Oh, so that's where I screwed up this one. I didn't draw these to grid. Alright. That's why the shape didn't work right. Good to know. Okay. So we're going to fix this. Exactly, Jaden. Exactly. Oh, nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I got started a lot later than I wanted to today. My wife sort of dropped the ball on me this morning and said my daughter had a dentist appointment that apparently I agreed to take her to. I don't remember that, so I think she twisted my leg. But so I had to do that first thing. And then by the time I got back doing that, I had to run some other errands. So my day was pretty much running stuff around. Well, thank you, bud. I appreciate it. What were you drawing today? I didn't even get a chance to look, man. You know, by the time I move all this around, I probably could have just redrawn this, to be honest with you. That's alright, though. Live and learn. Okay, so then these would go straight back, and then these will take down. And see, all we're doing is we're snapping to each one of these. Yeah, snapping each one of these. And you guys will see my slideshow running. If you have any questions about anything particular in the slideshow, be sure to let me know. We can pull up larger versions of it if need be. And we do all kinds of stuff here. We do animations, we do vector art, we do pixel art. Sort of bounces all over the place. Alright, so we are now in form. So now, if we do this, it'll look right. So if I go here... Oh, wait. This is not right. See that? It's not right where it needs to be. There we go. Perfect. And this is right. Yep. Now it'll work. So if I go here, here, see, it'll snap to that grid. So there's a couple ways I could do this. If we went like this, and then we took this color from the side and pasted it in there, then you would start creating this almost 3D perspective. And then you would just need to keep copying. Basically what I do is I utilize the colors that already exist. You see that right there? You're going to sort of build this out. Oh, you're not rendering it. Nice. Because you normally sketch it out, right? And then you come back and you draw it? If I remember you saying that? Let's go ahead and draw this. I'm curious what this is going to look like. Appreciate y'all coming out today. Okay, yep, that'll work. So then I would draw within here. Did you see my last piece, Dragon? A little sci-fi looking city thing we did? So then this would be here. Yep. Grab this color. Nice. So that definitely will work. You can do it this way for sure. Okay. Ooh. So we can follow that color scheme. Actually, this would be this. Okay. I see, so I would have to redo this. Okay. Freshman year of high school, not too long ago. Yes, there are actually. So, there's two that I would recommend you look into. Inkscape is completely free, Jaden. It is a really good piece of software, but it is the interface is a little clunky. But it is a really, really great tool, and I have a ton of friends that use it. The next one I would recommend is called Affinity Designer. They have a free version, and there is also a paid version. But I'll pull it up and show you here. With the free version, I have the free version, right? And you can do some really cool stuff with the free version. So if like, they support cloud, so you can actually save your file to the cloud and whatnot. But it's a really good piece of vector software that works really, really well. It has a really nice, clean interface, like modern software. It doesn't have like an old, outdated interface like some of the other stuff. So I would recommend starting with Gravit, but Inkscape is also great. To give you an example, I made, stuff like this in there, which is just, your standard sort of flat design vector stuff. Oh, there's an update, so it'll close in 5 minutes. But you see right here, you can do stuff like this. There's, I did things like this in there. So you can see, it's a fully capable program of doing, hey kids, how you doing? Good to see you. So, it's a fully featured software. You can do some really cool stuff with it. They do offer a paid version of it. I want to say it's like $50 or something. I don't have the paid version. I use the free version of it, and then I show people how to draw with it. So it's sort of it's a really good piece of software to get your feet wet. And then the software you see me using right here is Affinity Designer. This is the one I use for... Sorry, Gravit's updating. This is the one I use for everything. This is the one I use for all of my design. Yeah, Inkscape, I don't know if I have Inkscape installed at the moment. I don't have Inkscape installed right now. So the thing you're going to find with Inkscape, and I'll tell you this right now, is Inkscape is very powerful, but the interface is a little degraded because it's an open source, openly developed software. They don't emphasize the look of it too much. They emphasize the functionality. So take that for what it's worth. But hey there, Fitchman, how you doing? But that doesn't mean Inkscape is not capable. Inkscape is a fantastic, fantastic tool. It's just, again, it's, sort of dated. All right, we're going to keep rolling around here. But those are the tools those are the two I would definitely recommend starting with. And what you see me doing with most of what my art, you could do with those softwares, Jaden, for sure. So, there'd be no reason you can't. Vector art isn't really, it's not really the type of thing where it's like, you have to have this software per se. Vector art is more a concept, and then you build upon that concept with whatever software it is you're using. So it could be, Inkscape or Affinity or whatever. I could recreate this in really any vector software. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean it might not be easier in this software over that software, or vice versa, right? So, you got to take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I worked with Inkscape. So when I quit using Illustrator because I got sick of the pricing model that Adobe was doing, I went to Inkscape for probably a couple years using Inkscape, about a year or so, I'd say. And then I decided to take the plunge on Affinity because I like the cleanliness of the UI and I like how functional it is. To me, this is the closest competitor to what would be Adobe Illustrator. So, All right, we're going to... Where would the other piece be? I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, or today. I wish I had something a little bigger going for you. I usually am doing like a piece or something, where today we're just we're messing around with some of these new isometric tools. That does look really cool. We could do some neat stuff with this. What? We could take that a step further. We could even go further in with the recess, but I don't think we will. I think what we'll do is we'll make this sort of like an interesting looking water block. So we'll turn this back on and we will kind of do a pattern in the middle here. And what we'll do, we'll just sort of follow suit like this. And again, we're not really following the shapes here per se. We are. We're just using our own, we're just sort of formulating where we think the lines are going to extract. There we go. Cool. And for this one, we'll just And you'll see exactly what I'm going to do here in a second. That one went way too far. That'd be more like, what, here? Yep, cool. That'll look good right there. It'll sort of follow up in that line there. And then here, same thing. Awesome. Now, the reason I'm doing it like this is I want to see what this would look like if we took this color up a little bit in the brightness, sort of like this. Now we're going to cut it and we're going to paste it in there. And that's going to sort of start giving it that effect, right? Now, with this, what we've got to do is we've got to send it to the back so it doesn't overlap the other existing things that are already there. And then, of course, you can just modify these points however you want. So if you wanted to, you know, drag it in and out like this, or make this gap larger. I mean, there's multiple ways you could do this. I think what I'll do is actually drag this over. I want to keep that gap pretty consistent throughout the shapes. So I do some tutorials. I already have some on YouTube, Jaden. If you look at some of my other videos, they're sort of quick. They are more like how to create vector art in general. If you have any suggestions, I was thinking about doing a basics or a how to get into vector art. So I was going to do like how to design. I'll pull something up real quick. We'll show you guys real quick here. But like, let's take this. Let's take, I don't know. We'll take this little thing here. So I was going to take a picture like this, for example, which is vector art. And we were going to kind of break it down into stages, like how to start the drawing, or how to create, you know, body forms, or how to create hands or trunks, or whatever the case may be. And I was going to do some like breakdowns on like drawing hands, drawing eyes, drawing head, drawing, you know, body parts, that kind of thing, and break them into separate videos and just sort of help people get started with it, and then kind of do stuff like this, you know. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking there. That's sort of what I'm thinking. We're just going to play around and make this look almost magical, mystical in a way. I don't really know how we're going to do it yet. We're just going to play around with it and see where it goes. I think I want to add some glows and stuff to this and try to make it look pretty interesting. One other thing I want to try to do as well is I want to try to put some, incorporate like little isometric characters into it if I can. And the cool part is we're going to make this bigger here in a minute. Right now we're just kind of drawing at this scale. Yeah, for sure. Suggestions are always welcome. Let's get out of this. Yeah, but if you look on my YouTube channel there, Jaden, you'll see some stuff I already have on there. I'm working on some more vector art, like general vector art videos and stuff. We are sort of playing with some concepts and whatnot. Needs a happy little tree. You're not wrong, Phoenix. We'll get there in just a minute. I'm working on some more concepts. Because I was actually talking about this last time I was live. My YouTube is actually doing pretty darn well. I've passed I've got almost 400 subscribers, which is exciting to me. And I have basically been growing in views quite a bit. So it's growing really well. And so I've been kind of planning out some like how to do some more tutorials and more videos and things like that to try to help people out. Okay. Yeah, we can do some purple and pink trees, sure. Thank you, kid. Did you see the Be Right Back one, Kidsador? Hang on, we'll go here real quick, guys. Everybody take a look for a second. So, I do animations as well. So this is my Be Right Back scene, which is what I'm using when I, need to step away for a minute or something. As you can see, the slideshow runs there as well. But what's cool is you can see the beginning of the animation of me and my daughter and my cat sitting there at the desk, right? I'm beginning to animate that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to animate the Be Right Back text. And then I'm going to change up the social information at the bottom. I just haven't quite gotten around to it yet. But I've been sort of playing around with like animating the little little features, little functionality of it. And then this is my starting soon screen, if you guys haven't seen that. So basically, when I launch the stream, this is the screen that runs while I'm, getting things set up and getting things ready and getting myself to where I need to be. And they're all really based around my art style and the techniques that I use. And I'm slowly getting into learning how to animate like a full scene, sort of like that, and how to play around with animating different features and functionalities and so forth and so on. It's coming. It's getting there. But I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Animating is one of those things, well, sort of like my art, right? I'm completely self-taught. So it's one of those things where I just I grab a little idea and I just run with it. And I just start trying to figure it out, and 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty happy with it. But really, that's how I've been learning. Alright, so let's get rid of this. No, I think what we'll do is this. We'll go even lighter than this. Ooh, yeah. That'll look cool. That'll look cool. Yep. And we'll make this look mystical and magical here in a minute. So, let's play around with some small trees. And again, if you look at this, this is a standard social frame that I would use for size, right? Alright, let's go... Alright, let's make this look like an actual dirt block with some sort of a magical water in it. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to color the side brown. And then this side will just go darker. Right, like this. And see, I want to animate isometric stuff. I really want to animate isometric stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I want to animate it. Hey, Twin Gat, thank you. Well, I've got some really cool tutorial ideas lined up. I've been sort of writing them out, and if you guys, if anyone, like I said, if anyone has any sort of like, hey, I'd really like to know how do you do this, let me know. Hit me up. I mean, I'm glad to listen to you guys' feedback. If you guys see something I do and you really think it's neat and you'd like to know how the heck I did it, let me know, and I'll see if we can't pull together a tutorial or something for sure. Yeah, it would be fun, Jaden. We're gonna try it. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like a Minecraft block, right, Fishman? Yep. And I'm really doing this right now because I want to test out these new isometric tools just so I can kind of get a feel for how they're working. Because I want to start doing more isometric stuff in general. So that's kind of why I'm doing this today. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this general shape. And while right now it really looks like a whole lot of nothing, we're going to grab this and we're going to go darker here. Inside of this, we'll grab this and go slightly darker. You see that? Right there, perfect. So it sort of meshes. So what we'll do is we'll grab this same color and we'll go with this color to make it match. And then we'll paste it inside this block and we'll go with the dark color. See that? Now we'll turn off the grid. And you can see how that's already starting to have a really cool appearance. Yeah, absolutely. I have a Discord, Jaden. It is, I'll throw the link up in DLive. That should work. Is that still working? Why is that not working? Hold on a second. I had the... Right in the mixer chat. Hold on a second. Give me one sec. There you go. Join on that link right there. I had it working on DLive as well. I'm not sure why it's not working there now. But if you want to join my Discord, you're welcome to. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to ping me in there. The best place to get a hold of me, honestly. But thank you, Twin Gats. I appreciate it. We're going to go right there. Okay. So this is looking pretty cool. Now, here's where we're going to get a little crafty with this. Let's see what this looks like. We'll do some small sort of stuff like this. So watch how this looks. We're going to color it with this. And then what we'll do is if we, and we should be able to use this as a template, I believe. If we grab this color, if we cut this and paste inside, yep, you see that? So it sort of creates this divot in the side of the block. You see that? And this could easily be moved around, copied, resized. I mean, you can see how quickly you can sort of play around with this. You can do some fun stuff with this. For now, we'll let it align to the grid right there. And we'll just copy it around and we'll make sure it aligns perfectly. But I've got a really cool idea. Up one size, nice. Now, we should be able to just flip this back and forth. And we should be able to make some really cool looks to this. So this should be able to like just move like this. We should be able to put, yep. So everything snaps perfectly to the grid, just like I expected. Okay, cool. So that's all working out well. And then we could make this here look a lot more three-dimensional if we want. I don't know how three-dimensional I want to go. Okay, let's copy this down. And you'll notice that a lot of my streams are really learning streams, where I'm sort of just learning as I go. That's a very common theme here. So watch this. We could do some water flowing out of here. I'll show you exactly how we're going to do that. I think it would make sense if it came all the way out here. We'll grab that same color. Now, watch this. There's two ways to make this work right. If we grab this and go straight down for now, come straight up, grab this, it would be a slightly darker variation of that, but it would also be slightly darker inside because of the shading from the top, right? So I'm assuming it would look something like this. We'll move it back one. So we'll get rid of this. So then if we turn off the grid, you can sort of see how we start playing with that, right? And then we could shade it against that block. We could move it further in against the block. I mean, there's different ways to, you know, I personally think it would look better if we went like this and just had it run down the block, right down the side, without missing a beat. So I'd say like this. Yep, that's better. So then you could have this running into something or running, you know, down on something or whatever. All right, let's draw a little tree. Because I know I saw some requests for trees here. Some happy trees. So we'll start by creating a basic shape right here. There we go. We'll use the same brown as the color of the trunk. We may change that up. I don't know yet. Let's break it up just like this. Just kind of started flowing up sideways, all sorts. Yeah, absolutely could. There's so many different ways to go with this, and that's the beautiful part of it. Like, so this is the last. Hold on, let me pull this out here. Where is the? This is the last picture we did. I know there's some new folks in here, so we'll pull this up. This is a picture we finished on stream the other night. Because I've been doing a lot of scene studies as well, where I've been sort of getting into developing whole scenes that are more like just scenes in general. Because I want to, when I started doing a lot of art, I was doing mainly character design. And then I was like, well, I want to kind of learn, I want to go outside of that boundary a little bit. So we started playing on scenes, and then we started playing on, you know, isometric stuff. And you'll see a lot of it in the slideshow there. You'll see like my style sort of varied depending on what it is I feel like learning or doing that day. But we just finished this the other night, and it was a lot of fun because we were kind of playing with a lot of heavy perspective, like going from foreground all the way back to the rear of that city, kind of in the sunscape, you know? So it's fun. There's a lot you can do with vector art. Like, it's not just little characters and shapes. Like, there's a lot of different functionalities for it. Let's go here. that color for now. In fact, the better way to do it would be like this, right? Because then I could just shade it all according to this. Thank you, Saz. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, you know. Alright, so let's shade in the other side of this as well. And then I've got an idea. And these colors are all subject to change as well. This is all just kind of off the cuff to get things moving, right? But then your little trees would look something like this, right? And then, of course, you could increase these. You could move them around. That must be a YouTube follow. Because I don't think I have an alert set up for that. Is it? Or is something just delayed? Oh, either way, thank you for the follow, wherever it was. Okay. I don't want it there. I think we'll go right here. Perfect. I like that. So what we'll do is check this out. We can also play around with this, and we can do some other small stuff. DLive? Weird. It didn't show up on the DLive thing for me. Well, Fishman, thank you for the follow. Sorry about that. Like, things aren't working right today. Things are just wanting to be a little funny today, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. Some days you stream and things go off without a hitch, and some days you stream and nothing works right. Just kind of the nature of the beast. But thank you, thank you. So then watch this. This is where this is cool, right? We're going to recycle some of these assets, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. You ready? We can just take this and turn it into a small little bush. So then you could do stuff like this, you know, and you could put it wherever you wanted in relation to. And then you could go even smaller. Like, you don't have to follow the grid. I think that's where some people get hung up with doing this kind of stuff. Is they get so focused on grids and where things are supposed to be. It's like, I could come in here, right? I could take all three of these and resize them right here if I want. Since they're already built, they're already isometric. I don't have to follow a grid. Right? And then I could come up here. I could move this thing up on the side of the tree like this if I wanted to. So then it's starting to have this almost like organic, if you want to use the word organic, but sort of that feel to it. And then you could take stuff and do stuff like this. See? You could do bigger ones like this here. And then you start to create that little bit of a three-dimensional depth. And then you could take this and sort of take it off the side as well. How would we do this? Would it be if we flip it? No. 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 Probably just have to rotate the colors, but something like this would work for that. Excuse me. And then you could just take this and you could just sort of keep doing this, right? And you can see I'm not following any sort of pattern or any sort of like, I'm not following anything that says this is how you have to do it. I'm just having fun. And then you could also make this more parts of the tree, and I'll show you exactly how. All we would do is just change some of the coloring up. So we would drag this thing down here like this, grab this color brown, grab this color brown, and then just make this a lighter variation of said brown. Right there, right? See? So then you could also make the trunk even look sort of more like it has a little bit of motion going on, rather than just being this static thing sitting there. Now you see how cute that looks, right? We just made that in what, a matter of a couple minutes? Then you just sort of nest that right there, looking super cute. Now, you can get into shading. You can do all different kinds of things if you really want. I think we'll just kind of leave that there as is. And then what we'll do, one more small block down here at the front, I think. Because I really like the way these are sort of pulling that picture out. See? That's looking really cool. Hey there, Lifton. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. The texture of it and kind of move back and forth. I have never animated anything isometric, but I can tell you, I'm curious. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to get rid of this water for right now. That was proof of concept. I want to work on the top of this block. Should we evolve this into a whole scene? You guys want to do like a whole scene with like a bunch of different... Maybe we could do like each block as a different biome kind of thing. Like we could do a snowy block. We could do like a fire block. This could be like a nature block, like a forest biome or whatever. Yeah, what is that one? That was probably last year? Was that last year? Let's see, where was that one? That's going to be the only trouble. I've gotten things totally. All right. We'll do it. We'll do it. That was actually a fun one. The one you're talking about. We actually did that one live. And I let the viewers give me input for like ideas for how they wanted things to look. And that was actually a really, really fun drawing. And God only knows where it is now. I don't remember. I don't recall. It's in here somewhere. I need to make it a point. I need to make it a point, Jaden. I need to go through and reorganize all my stuff. I really, really do. That needs to be like a priority. So watch this. I want to try something. Let's see if we can do this. How would this look? That's cool. Looks like sort of a clip out of the edge. You say it, I make it. Yeah, we do that live on stream a lot. Like if we're having a night where we're just drawing random stuff, we'll basically start with an idea. We'll say like, let's draw a fantasy creature or something, right? And then what we'll do is we'll just sort of develop that into an actual character, like a finished drawing. And I let you guys sort of get involved with the ideas and the concepts and everything. I've actually seen a friend do something similar to that before, where they sort of had this idea where, it was a viewer's choice. It was like I forget exactly what they called it, but it was like a you draw with me night kind of thing. It was a pretty cool idea. I had a lot of fun with it. I might try something like that one night. We've had some weird ones. They're fun though. Alright, so I like the way that looks. Now what we're going to do is watch this. For the sake of speed, we'll copy these over. We'll flip them. Now, we're not going to leave them in the same exact spots, because that would just look lazy. We'll go and we'll move some stuff around like this, right? So did you find me on YouTube then, Jaden? Is that where you found me? Or I'm just curious if you don't mind me asking. I'm always curious how people sort of discover what it is I'm doing. So this is gonna be this top frame, right? Cool. Alright, so that looks good there. We'll do some stuff with this water here in a bit. We'll do some more with it. We'll play with that. Should we do the same color tree, or should we do a different style tree? Do we want to do, how about a tall, sort of pointy looking tree? So what we'll do is we'll copy this over. We'll break it up. We'll get rid of all this. Get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. Let's do something. We'll copy this straight up. Let's go with like something purple. Yeah, I was looking for vector art and your stream popped up. Very cool. I'm just curious how all that works, because I just turned on my YouTube streaming about a week ago now, because my YouTube channel has been growing. So I figured, you know what? Let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's try and get some viewership over there as well, some live viewership rather than just video stuff. And so I'm just curious how it worked out. But I appreciate that feedback. Thank you. Because that's really my goal with this, is to reach as many, different people as I can. And different platforms and different locations, That's really the reason I started all this. I don't really want to be locked into one platform. And that's one of the reasons I don't stream as much to Twitch, is because with affiliate and partner, they totally lock you down. You know what I mean? Once you stream there, once you're affiliate or partner, you can only stream you have to stream there individually. You can't restream like I am right now. So it sort of locks you in place, and I was never a big fan of that. Now that doesn't mean I won't stream to Twitch every now and then. I just prefer to restream more than I do stream in one location. Okay, let's go out here with it. I want to see what this would look like. This is going to be weird, but we're going to go for it. Here we go. Like this. Oop. Oop. Grab the tool. That's going to be the right angle, right? Nope. How do I want to do this? If we do enough of a gap, it'll look kind of cool. But it would have to be out here sort of like this. And then it would have that sort of forced out perspective, I think. Yeah. That'll look good. We just got to do it right. Give me a minute while I wrestle through this. Alright, here. We'll go like this. Perfect. And so we'll use the same color brown as here. And what we'll do is we'll actually follow in suit with this piece. Yep. We'll go right on the spot there. Bang. And back. Nice. Okay, group this and bring this to the front. Yep, perfect. Then we could start doing stuff like this if we want. Let's see what it looks like on the bigger picture, the grand scheme. So then, what if I did... What if... And I think we're going to change these colors up a little bit.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Think so. Who do we got there? Funyun, thank you for the host, bud. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Alright, let's... So then, how would I angle this correctly to be in the back, I wonder? That's going to be a little tricky. Awesome. This all is just too big for my liking. I want to take and make that a little bit more narrow. I'd say sort of like this. You know what? I just had an idea. Let's do something like this. We'll copy this out. We're going to use that in a minute as an asset. I'll show you exactly what we're going to do. Let's make this taller. Sort of like this. Yeah, very cool. And like I said, this will sort of be the foresty biome. And I think what we'll do is we'll play around with this. We'll do like a snow one. We'll do like a, yeah, I've got some ideas for this. This will be cool. Good fun. Okay. Go right about, I'd say, there. Awesome. Move this straight up. That makes more sense. Perfect. Alright, so now, let's take this. Straight down, right? Yeah, that's how that's going to have to work. So we'll go like this. Because I'm having to hand draw this piece. Yeah, this will work. Hope you guys don't mind me mumbling to myself. But I assure you that I'm learning as you're watching. Yeah, this will be perfect. Grab this color. Because I want to see if we can emulate sort of a branch. Yep, just kind of sticking out of the top of the tree. Sort of like that, right? Just sort of hanging out there. And then you could take this piece and sort of rotate it around and you could play with it. And you might use that in other parts as well. Very cool. Okay. So, I think we'll call that one done for now. We may revisit it. But here's what I want to do with this. We're going to move this over here. And then what we're going to do is watch this. We're actually going to make this one look as though it's chopped down. And we're going to do that just like this. I have an idea. We're going to go right like this. We're going to draw this color, shape, embed it into the tree, cut it, embed it there. Nice. Now, watch this. We'll take this. We'll take a square just like this. Oh, nice, because it draws on the plane. All right, so that would be a very beneficial way to do that. Okay. And we'll make it a little bigger. Cool. And we'll go a little lighter with it. And we'll go to the front. A little bit darker. We don't want that light. And then we'll just copy this in and do the same thing. We'll go back to this color, copy it in again. We'll go even, what, darker, I would say? Like an even darker one. And copy it in again. Back to this color. And then we'll go back in the center for one more sort of square like this, you see? But then what you're doing is, in a way, you're sort of making this look as though it's been cut. I think it sells itself well. And we'll stick it right there, see? And now for this... Yep, I like the way that'll look. So we'll take all of this, we'll cut it and put it on top of that. Whoops. Right there, boom. Perfect. That way it looks like it's on the back side of the tree. Very cool. Because I don't want all these stumps to look exactly the same. Perfect. We'll just kind of put it there. And we'll go a little bigger with it. Now, what about a rock? What about some small rocks? I feel like that's something we're sort of neglecting. Let's put a few small rocks on this. And then what we'll do is we'll play around with, yeah, let's get some rocks in here. And the way we'll do the rocks is we'll take this, we'll copy it, we'll paste it, and then we'll use this as our root. So for the rock color, we'll go with like a bright sort of gray. That might be too bright, but we'll play with it. Yeah, I think that is. We'll go a little darker and a little darker. Go to the top and go lighter. So we can sort of sell this as like some rocks or stones or something of that nature. And what we'll do is we'll do small like clusters of them. So we'll copy this. See this? Kind of do some things like this. That way it sort of looks like rock. I grab it for a bit. I'll check back. Expect me. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jaden. Thank you so much for all the follows. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the suggestions. Look forward to hanging out. Thank you. I'm glad you found me. we'll kind of do stuff like this. Like a little pile of stones just sort of back here. It's gonna look really cool. It's gonna have a real nice, clean look to it. The water looks really good. I really like the way the water's looking. I'm just playing around with ideas on like what can we do for details. Don't think I really want to shade the grass against the dirt. I don't think I want to get into that. I think we'll just kind of leave that the way it is. And then I think what we'll do, go like this. And then we'll just copy some of these out. So we'll copy this over here. Sort of like a small stone. And again, just resize. And see, you can sort of put these around like this, right? And it just creates that little bit of an element. Hey, Nakodra, how are ya? Of course, have fun with your piece. If you're in the stream before I'm back, screenshot. You post it. Yeah, and I put everything on social as well, Jaden. So you'll see everything right up there. No worries at all. How you doing, Nakodra? Good to see you. We're sort of messing around with some isometric tools. Playing around with just some, you know, little isometric ideas, little isometric design ideas. Playing around with just concepts and what we can do with it, what we can get away with, what we can't get away with. I've been really good. Been really good. Been busy, but been really good. I wonder. Ooh, that might be a cool idea. What if we had some of the rocks in the water? Does that work? What do you guys think? Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to just, you know, play around with something different. Affinity, the software I use, they had a huge update. And one of their big, one of the big features that they sort of worked on was isometric stuff. So I was like really excited to sort of play around with more isometric things. Since it was something that I hadn't fully really utilized. So I was like, you know what? Let's try it out. Let's see what we can do. Worst case, we break it. You know? Let's grab this color. We'll go right here. We'll go inside of this and we'll kind of drag it into that perspective. I'd say right about there like that. Yeah. Perfect. I think the rocks look cool in the water. It'd be really neat to have like a little stick. The only thing is I made this really, really small at the moment. But we're just going to scale it up since it's vector. So we'll get it right where we want it in no time. Yeah. I've been sort of jumping all over the place with my style lately. We've been trying to break away from like just strict character stuff, you know, and trying to get more into like scenes and just different things in general instead of just character, you know. Because I want to, my goal is to always kind of be growing in some way, shape, or form. Trying to get better at something. And so I want to make sure that I am getting better at something, you know. And so lately I've been sort of pushing the boundaries. Just doing different things. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. What have you been up to? You been busy with work? You still doing all your little crafts and stuff? Or... Ooh, I got an idea. Is this going to work? Let's test this. Would this make sense at all? I don't know about that. Let's try something. Bring this up to this, bring it in the front. Blow it up again. We can always resize this. I want to see if this will make sense at all, or if it's just going to look cluttered. Okay, so I'd say we're about spot on right there. Let's group this and see if this makes any sense sort of sticking out the side at all. No. No, it was an idea. I don't think it was a good idea. Been doing mostly doodling lately. Haven't crocheted much. Patreon to try and get more into focus on art. Right on. Yeah, I saw the glitter stuff and all that you were doing. You know, and it's one of those things where, like, we're always sort of focusing and trying to figure out, you know, what we wanna do, how we want to do it. I know what you mean. I've been sort of digging as well, like trying to figure out some personal projects that I can kind of get into. You know what I mean? Like, I've got a couple book ideas that I'm messing with. I've got some like print ideas and stuff that I'm messing with. Just kind of playing around, trying to see what I can come up with. You know, it's one of those things. It's sort of a never-ending, you know, trying to figure it out. Yeah, I know what you mean. You know, it's good though. It's good to have different things that you're interested in pursuing and you wanna do stuff with. It can just be difficult to come up with, you know, something. Yeah. Because, like, I was talking to my wife about it, you know, and I was... Yeah, you know, and I was talking to my wife about it and was like, I love streaming and I love doing all this and I love, you know, sharing with people. But my goal is to really find a niche or find something that my stuff can do, you know, besides just drawing characters or just drawing like this or that. Like, I actually want to figure something out that I can make that's mine, you know, that I made. And that's sort of the focus that I've had lately is brainstorming on like different ideas, different things that I can be doing. Alright, so let's blow this up. So the goal with this was we were going to take this and we were going to create some different biomes. Like maybe a snowy biome, maybe like a fire biome. We were going to play around with just some different concepts, different ideas. No real reason, just cause. But yeah, that's I know what you're feeling on that. It's common when you're into creative stuff. And it's funny because my wife's been giving me all these different ideas, and she means well, but some of it is like it's not really where I'm trying to focus. So it's like I've been trying to figure out where I want to focus and what it is that I want to do. Yeah. Well, good luck. I hope you figure some of that out. So you're gonna you're still doing the Etsy store, right? You still have that up and running. Let's get this. Good, that's better. Group this. I think we'll kind of leave it right there. Yep, I like that right there. That's perfect. Yeah, cool. I want to try something. I don't know what this is going to look like. Alright, let's turn the grid back on. Right. Yeah. Patreon can be a really cool... Patreon can be a really awesome thing. If you get the right support, it can be incredible. It really can. It all depends on, like... It all depends on the amount of support and what it is that you put into it. You know what I mean? Hey, Gigantic, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we're working on some isometric stuff today. Playing around, just seeing what we can come up with. How are you doing, man? Alright, let's turn the grid back on. And then what we'll do is I think we'll follow the grid to come straight down here. Yeah, we'll come right across. And what we'll do is we'll see if we can't make it look sort of like a little log floating in the water or something. Yeah, the thing I've found with Patreon is you just gotta sort of, you know, put it out there and just let it sit. I mean, you know what I mean? It's all over the place. I get some good support on there, and sometimes better than others, you know. But do it. Preparing a new video. Oh, nice, dude. I love watching new videos, man. You know, it's funny. People always ask me. They say, like, where did I really get inspired to do a lot of the stuff that I do? Like, a lot of the art and stuff like that. And honestly, watching a lot of your early videos, even when you were under the other name, Zip Tire, whatever it was. I forget what the other one was. Those inspired me to really, really, really start getting into a lot of the vector art that I do now. To be honest. Because it was one of those things, I hadn't been creative in so long. And when I started getting creative again, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. But I knew that I wanted to do something digital. And when I started, yep, that's it. Yep. See, I was watching you back then. And I knew when I got into digital that I wanted to do something. And vector art just really, really was like, I was like, okay, I want to do this. And so now that's really primarily what I do. For the most part. Once in a while, I'll do like some pixel art and stuff, but I don't like the log in the water. I thought I would, but I'm just not digging it. I think we'll turn that grid off and we'll just play around with this. I think we'll make this bigger. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to group this bad boy up. And I think we'll work on some other biomes for a little bit. Let's do like we'll make this sort of a multi-biome picture. And we'll just make this all about isometric art, really. Well, isometric vector. Yeah, bud. Any hints as to what your new, what's the new video about? If you want to share. You don't have to. Alright, let's get rid of the water. And I think what we'll do, if we wanted to do a snowy block, how are we going to do this? See, the cool part is we can get rid of all this, and we'll just use this as sort of a template. Flip it. That way everything sort of matches on there. Now, what we'll do is we'll play around. We'll make this top sort of look like ice, I think. And then we'll play around with these other parts here in a bit. Yeah, we'll go here. We'll go a little darker. Awesome. And we'll come in with like a... Now that's way too off. We'll go right about there. And for this side, we'll go just a little bit darker, not too much. So we can sort of play with the shaping of that. Cool. Now, I think instead of these little here, I think we'll just do some marks in it to make it glisten and sort of look like ice. So we'll get rid of these. We'll get rid of this. And we'll get rid of this point here and those points there. That way everything looks like design portrait. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in, bud. I'll be sure to watch that. Thank you, man. Take care. And then we'll just change these up a little bit. Just enough to... Are you doing any sort of digital art, Nakoda? Or are you doing mainly traditional stuff? I don't think I've ever seen you do much digital stuff. The only reason I ask. There you go. Yeah, that'll look cool. And we'll just sort of bring this on around. Now, for this, we're going to do... I
We
think
gotta
we'll
host
copy all
one,
this stuff
remember?
down. And we'll play around with it. Yeah, that's exactly what we'll do. We'll come here, and then we'll play around with the coloring and the shape. Dragon's Lair, hey buddy, thank you for the host, man. How are you? Let's start here. Now, obviously, the coloring is going to be off. And then we're going to have to change some of this as well. I have a couple concept sketches I want to take digital. Very cool. You know, stickers is something I've been looking at a lot as well, because I feel like my style, the cleanness of Vector and like how crisp it is, I think it would be really cool for like stickers. Yeah, I've been looking at stuff like that as well, because I already make stuff for my daughter. Like, if she wants a custom t-shirt or custom stickers or something like that, I'll make it, and then I'll sort of throw it out there for her, you know, and get it printed up or whatever the case may be. But I'm thinking about doing more of it and just playing around with it. Hey, Dragon, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, sir. Yeah. Got an idea. I don't know if this is going to look right. I don't think these colors are exactly where I want to be yet. But we're getting there. Yeah, no. Not exactly what I'm looking for. We'll break these up. We'll grab this one. Go even larger. I know what we'll do. I just had an idea. Let's see if we can make this work. For anyone who's just joining in, this is totally off the cuff here, so might get a little weird, but we're having fun. Thanks for coming in. Alright, let's turn on the grid. Copy and paste, and we'll just shrink this on the grid, sort of like this. Because I have a really cool idea if I can make this work. Let's go with a different color for right now. Get rid of this. I want to see what this would look like if we sort of do a... Might end up doing some more isometric stuff. I've been enjoying it. It's a different sort of speed, but I like it. Okay, so this would be sort of the same color as the top, and sort of that color there. Let's turn off the grid. Now, yeah, the colors are not where I want them to be, but it's helping. It's getting there. Go back in on the grid. Put a point here. And we're going to drag this over because I want to see if we can't mess this up a little bit. Like make it look sort of... let's go here. Alright, cool. I like the way that's looking. Sort of that jagged edge look. And I think we could do the same thing over here if we sort of place some points and then we navigate more points. Sort of like... Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure, but... Yeah, see, that way it doesn't look perfect. Because I don't really want to sell it on the idea of perfect. I want it to look just a little bit broken. And we could do the same thing up here in this corner, right? Yeah. Very cool. You know, these sometimes, when you do stuff like this, these random drawings like this, sometimes this is where the best ideas can come from. Because you're not really... We were talking about this last time, but it's, you know, it's funny when you're not really under pressure to create like a specific thing or like a logo or a commission or something. You can just sort of play around and see what comes out. A lot of fun. I recommend people do it, honestly. Again, we're going to go with sort of a weird color. We're going to drop it in. Good. And go here. So this is going to be sort of a two-tiered shape. Let's go with this color for now. All right, yeah, and then what we can do is we can play with the shape adjustments and stuff. And the reason I want to do it like this, and I'm thinking about having some like icicles scraggling down from the inside, like maybe icicles or ice or something, and then give it in a very cold sort of ice looking texture. And then same thing with this, like playing with these shapes to sort of make it look and feel like ice. So I had an idea, well, really wasn't my idea, but I had a suggestion the other day on stream, and I want to see what you guys think about it. Somebody said, now I would have to practice this because I honestly don't know how I'm going to do it, but somebody had suggested that I try to reproduce some Bob Ross stuff in Vector. What do you guys think of that? You think that would be fun? I'm not even sure I could do it. Is it something, it would be an absolute experiment because it would be a very strange sort of blending of worlds, if you will. But it would be a lot of fun. I'm just not really sure what the overall outcome is going to be. Right? I've had a couple people suggest it, and I was like, you know, I'm game to try. I don't know. Well, because I've been doing landscapes and stuff like this, right? I've been drawing some different landscapes and different ideas and whatnot, but the landscapes that I've drawn, I've never looked at like a concept and said, okay, I want to make that vector. I've always just sort of winged it, played with it, had fun with it. You know what I mean? It's always been just sort of this thing that happened. So I've never really built one from the idea of, okay, this is what we're going to draw or this is what we're going to paint. So I need to, yeah, I think we'll do it. I think I'll try to find sort of a simplistic looking one, like one that I think I could make look vector pretty easily, not one that's like overly detailed. See what it's all about, right? Can't hurt. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. You know, and here's the thing, right? It's like with all art. Worst case scenario, I learned something doing it. So maybe I just, you know, maybe it doesn't turn out right, but maybe I learned how to do a technique maybe I haven't had before. You know, so maybe it's one of those things where it's more of a learning tool, which is fine in itself, you know, which might be the thing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been really getting into the whole how do I draw, you know, how do I draw scenery? Because it's something that I want to be able to do. I don't want to just draw characters my whole life. You know, I want to be able to like look at different things and figure them out. So it's something I've really, really sort of been focusing on. So more often than not now, a lot of the streams are sort of turning into these, let's do scenery stuff. Which, up to this point, most of it's just been kind of fantasy-based or sci-fi based or whatever. Right. And that's kind of what I think. Like, it might be one of those things where I sort of say, well, you know what? It's crap, but I learned how to do this. I think we'll do it. I think what I'll do, I'm sure a lot of his paintings are online. Like, the look of them, or at least the finished product. I think I'll start looking online to see if I can find something that I sort of gel with. Or something that I think I might like to, you know, one that I might like to do. Alright, cool. We'll kind of go there with that, and then we'll play around with it. And then what we'll do is, while we have this here, I think what we'll do, we'll group this. We'll group this. You know what I'll do? Might be kind of fun. Ooh, that just gave me an idea. Let's move this up. Let's move this here. How about we do something like this? What we'll do is this is one biome, and somehow we'll have this biome connect to this biome, and then we'll have this biome connect to this biome, and then we'll have this one, and it'll be sort of like a sort of a tiered picture. And then maybe I want to experiment maybe with putting like, and then we'll experiment with putting like little isometric clouds around it, like little clouds and stuff that sort of form up to help form the picture and everything. We'll see if we can't turn this into almost like a landscape drawing, but it'll be sort of isometric based. And each one will sort of be its own little cell, like its own little box.
Oh, we got a host. Welcome, everyone.
I think it looked pretty cool. I think it looked really cool. Hey, Cubby, what's up, buddy? Cubby Raid. Hey, man, thank you, sir. How are you, bud? Good to see you. My raid command is broken, or I would throw it at you, Cubby. I do apologize. Thank you so much for that raid, sir. Thank you, thank you. How you doing today, man? Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Hexagraph, Diehard Cubby, thank you guys so much. Thank you for that raid. How we doing today? My, sorry about that, Cubby. My raid screen is busted. I just started streaming again about a couple weeks ago, and I haven't taken the time to go back and fix it, man. Sorry about that. Doing good, man. It's good to see you. We're working on some isometric stuff today. We're just sitting here sort of playing around. We're making different shapes, and I think what I'm going to do is we're going to sort of create this into a four-tiered like biome structure. I think we'll do like a forest biome, maybe like a snow biome. Then we'll do maybe a water biome looking thing, and then we'll do like a fire biome at the bottom. We're just making this whatever picture. Just having fun with it. And I think somehow we'll try to make them interconnect. Maybe we'll put them connected into each other some way through like water or, you know, stuff like that. I don't really know. We'll play around with it. It'll be fun. And then we will, technically we could create like a repeating pattern and do a whole bunch of these. But for everyone that came with the host, thank you, with the raid rather. My name's Jeremiah. We do creative streams here, vector art, pixel art, animation, things like that. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Thank you so much. Alright, so we'll do... I actually think... Thank you, Hexa. I appreciate that. This did not start as a concept, so we're just sort of doing this as we go. So I literally just, before y'all got here, just moved this stuff into place where I was talking about like, maybe we'll do multiple biomes. And I think it makes sense. We'll do the cold biome at the top, and then we'll do the fire biome. And I think we'll just have things sort of mesh down like that. I think it makes sense. We'll do cold, and then maybe we'll do like a water biome. Maybe we'll try to draw some like little isometric animals, sort of like floating in the water, or like maybe half floating out of the water. And then we'll have it transition into the fire biome at the bottom. I think it could be kind of cool. This could be a fun little picture. And it would make sense, right? Cold, jungle, water, fire. I don't know. Seems fun. What's up, Odie? Alright. Calm down a little bit there, Skilled Chat, okay? I really wouldn't suggest jumping in people's dream and trying to get them to do things that you want them to do, you know? Why don't you hang out for a little bit? Maybe get to know people? Yeah, that's Odin, and he is sitting here wanting to be pet. Hold on a minute. Odin, come on, buddy. Back it up, back it up, back it up. That's fine. I just gave him a timeout. He can think about it. I'm not going to sit there and argue with him over it. Alright, let's... So we'll do water. I like this idea. And we'll do like icicles sort of hanging out of this one. And then we'll do... Let's do like a plant or something sort of hanging down the side of this one. That'll be good. That'll be good. Sorry, I'm sitting here sort of planning this out in my head. He does. He does. Something awful. He probably wants a snack. What time is it? 3:42. It's getting close to dinner time. He's probably getting hungry. He's being a big hungry boy. Alright, let's do... Yeah, let's do... Sorry, brainstorming here. Sort of brainstorming on the spot. Let's mess with this one in the water biome. I like this idea first. So what we'll do is we'll encapsulate this and we'll call this forest. And then what we'll do is we'll call this ice. We'll call this fire. And we'll call this water. That way we sort of have a little bit of structure, but not too much. Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that. I love doing that because it's really neat to see everybody's perspective, like, on how they do art, right? Because it's different for everybody. And mine is more vector-based and pixel-based and that kind of stuff. So mine is different than what you're going to see in most of your traditional, like, digital painting and that kind of stuff. I don't really do a whole lot of that. Mine is more based in, like, you know, vector shapes and that kind of stuff. So I think we're going to delete this on this one, since this is going to be a... Yeah. If this is going to be a water block, we want this to almost be transparent all the way around, right? Would make sense. So let's go with, like, this color. We'll go a little bit darker. And a little bit darker. And then we'll try to somehow... I don't know how we're going to do this yet, so I'm just speaking out loud. But I think we're going to try to simulate like maybe a wave or like water flow or something in here. It'll be fun. And then we'll do like, I want to do some little isometric clouds out here sort of floating around all this. This will be a fun one. Alright, so let's create some little isometric animals, I think. And this is, I don't normally do isometric stuff, Hex. The tool that I use, Affinity Designer, they just recently upgraded a lot of their features. And one of them was the isometric tools. They just sort of made a lot of advancements to it. So it was one of those things I wanted to sort of visit it and see how it was working, since I'd never really spent a whole lot of time on it. What are you doing, Odin? Alright, so let's test something here. If we were to take this all straight, this color, and then take the front and go 20%, 30, 40, 50, then if we mesh something in between it, let's try it. We'll go here, purple. Yep, that'll be the way to do it, because then it'll sort of show in between the two, but then you'll still have that presence of the water behind, and then anything that sticks out will look interesting. I like it. Yeah, that'll look cool. Let's play around with that. That'll be a fun concept. So this will be water front, and this will be water back. Alright, cool. And then this will be the fire, which we'll do at the bottom. The ice will be all the way at the top. I like color palette. Thank you. I sort of just roll with it when I'm working on a picture. I sort of try to create my own palettes and just play it like this is the scene we did the other night. We drew this scene with this speeder going across this bridge with the canyon, right? And it was one of those things where I really like to explore with the palettes and try to do unique, really interesting palettes. I don't really like to use standard palette too much because, I don't know, sometimes I think standard can be a little boring, you know? So sometimes I try to create really unique, interesting looking things that sort of spark some sort of, I don't know, something, you know? Sort of the way that I work. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was a fun one. We did that one live the other night on stream. And that was a lot of fun. It was challenging because I don't do a whole lot of scenery. Well, I shouldn't say I don't do a whole lot of scenery anymore because I'm doing a lot more of it now than I ever did. But I traditionally in the past have not done a lot, so it's something that I'm still sort of getting used to. And but I do like to play with really, really unique palettes when I do it. Let's go here, and then what we'll do kind of play with this, and we'll drag it in a little bit more. Yeah, most of the time when I go to draw a lot of this stuff, I don't really know what I'm drawing until I get into the picture, which can both be good and bad. Sometimes it's frustrating because I don't really know what I'm working on until I'm working on it. But it's fun nonetheless. Okay, we could do some sideways stuff too, right? Could, but I don't think I want to. I think I'll keep everything cube based. I don't think I really want to go outside of that spectrum. Yeah, we won't. We'll just kind of... Alright, let's see what this looks like if we go with like a gray. Now again, this has not been shaded or anything yet, so bear with me while we sort of get this thing into place. And we'll figure out the way we want it to look and what the colors are going to be and everything. So this, we're going to go a little bit bigger. Alright, we'll grab this. The white. And resize. This is a fun challenge though, doing isometric stuff, because it's really challenging on the brain. Because it's so different than a lot of my normal stuff, you know? But I like it because it's unique. Should be able to take this one. Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to leave it like that or not. We may end up actually changing some of that out. Let's go ahead and shade some of this in. And I think that's too dark. But we'll, now that we have the general shape, I think we'll go right about there. Yeah, that's better. And we'll kind of move it here. Yep, I like that better already. Perfect. Alright, so let's work on the shading, which is going to be... here. So if we use this as the main starter color, this is going to be the top, right? Yep. And then it would sort of step down according to that. Now would that be one big piece? It could be. You could do it just like this and literally extend it the whole length, the whole run like that. Oh, that might look cool. And then do a separate piece here. Yep, well, that's what we'll do. We'll do a separate piece here, which would be darker. Awesome. That's a little too dark. We'll go right there with it. Nice. So everything on this side will be that color, everything on the top will be that color, and everything on the front will be that color. So that'll look really good. And then it's just a matter of figuring out how the heck you're going to do it all. So we'll go here. And then applying all the right colors. I don't need to do that one. There we go. Grab this color. Yep, that'll work. And then this could sort of fit that, right? Yeah. I'm not crazy yet. Okay. Right. Grab this dark color. Good. And then, yeah, sort of here, 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 here. Yep, just follow this out. I think it's going to be the best way to do this. I didn't really plan out how I want this shaded when I made it. So we're just kind of doing that on the spot. And it's supposed to sort of look like some rocks that are sticking out of the water. I think it makes sense. And we'll go like this. Good. Oh, good up a piece. Right here. Yeah, I need to do more of this so I get a little more comfortable with it all, but it makes sense for now. And then what we can do is we can sort of drop this wherever we think it would make sense. I'm thinking right about there is like some rocks. And then it doesn't completely disturb the rest of the picture. And then we could do the same thing here. We could sort of create a white that almost looks like a ripple around the rocks. We might actually do that with a pen. I think we would do that with a pen. Thank you, Kodra. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I want to figure out what do you think of the white lines? Do they make sense, like sort of the water radiating out like one big giant splash? I think maybe it's too busy. I feel like there's too many at this point. Maybe more like this. That might be better. Like maybe a little bit smaller. And then what I was going to do is go like this. Check this out. I was going to kind of hand trace this, if that makes sense. So it would be sort of here, here, here. And then we go with the white again, right? And then put it under it. So then this, let's just make this bigger for now. We'll come back to it. Let's get this one done, I think. So if we put that there like that, we go maybe, I don't know, we'll go like a bright white with that, right? And then what we'll do is we'll sort of outline it. So we'll come, I'd say here. Yeah. And this is where we'll take this same color and we'll go with like maybe a 60% opacity. And maybe even lower. Like maybe a 30. That's just too big. Do you normally plan what you're working on, Kodra? Like when you go to do something? Or do you just sort of dive in? People think I'm funny when I tell them I don't really plan any of this, but I don't. Like it I don't know, sometimes I do have a little more of an idea, but generally, no. Like, I like the ripples around the rocks. I'm not too crazy about the ones around the block. I gotta figure that out. You know what would be cool? If I could make it look like water spilling over the edges. Well, that would be tough though, wouldn't it? I wonder if I could do rounded looking ones. Oof. Oofy, oofy. Alright, let's try it. Let's take a circle. Let's go side, fit to pane. Let's see if we can do this. Boy, this is going to be trippy. Okay, turn on the grid. I'm going to need help with this. Alright, here, up. Alright, now, let's see if we can actually do this. I do mostly abstract. Yeah. Isn't that true though? Like 9 times out of 10, you're like, well, that's not what I planned. But you know, I've made stuff before that I had no idea what I was making, and I absolutely loved it. And I've had things before that I've spent way too long planning, and then I look back at it and said, man, I should have just winged it. You know what I mean? Because it's funny how that works. Like sometimes you spend all that time and it's just meh. And then I've had things before I've spent 5 minutes on, and I'm like, wow, that's incredible. You know? Yeah. Par for the course, though, right? Alright, let's play with this idea. Let's just say we did this. And then we use these as like basic shapes. And then what we could do is take this guy, repeat it. I'll show you exactly what we can do with it. Group it. Drop it in here. Shrink it. I want this to look sort of, I don't know if cutesy is the right word, but you know what I mean. I want to like take some of these every now and then and see if we can't create this almost, I don't know, watery looking, like maybe it looks like, you know how the edge of a tub or something. Thanks, buddy. Did you see what we're gonna do, Sass? We're gonna do like this is gonna be like a live or forest biome. This is gonna be like water, and then we're gonna do ice and fire. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate it, bud. I don't like. All right, I see one thing I would change. Okay. I like the idea of what I was doing there, but I don't like one thing about it, and I'll show you here in just a second. I'd want these to be slightly varied. You see? I don't want all these to be exactly the same length. Because I don't want this to look like a white picket fence, if you will. I don't want it to have this pristine, perfect look to it. I want it to have this sort of broken up, you know, sort of look to it. I tell you though, this is handling. Yeah, the isometric tools in this are pretty on point. Like, this is working out really well. I mean, it looks cute. Super clean, too. Like, the way it looks, it's just really, 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 really good resolution. This is really my first time messing with the new tools. So, okay, yeah, see, I don't want that there. I think what we'll do is we'll swap that with this guy. You see that? Perfect. And then what I'll do is I'll actually shrinken this one up. And then we'll take this one down further. That way it looks as though... Does that make sense, guys? Not just me. I like that. Cute. I really like how it creates circles on that scope too. Like, look at this. Like, it works. It puts circles right in an isometric perspective for you automatically. And now what I can do is just kind of copy this down. We'll go with this guy again. And we'll kind of put that there. And those are supposed to sort of represent drips, if you will. Almost like a waterfall, I guess. In a way. Looks cool. Happy with it. Now, this is where... Yeah, I like that. Looks cool. And then we'll do some effects with the top. How am I going to do this edge, though? This might be tricky. Alright, here's what we'll do. Let's play with this. Obviously, that's too long, but we're gonna... That looks fine. Think? Because it's gonna sort of have that... Yeah. So then what we'll do is we'll take this entire spectrum, we'll copy it, we'll rotate it right on that isometric plane, right? And then we'll just sort of put it in here. Now, we can look at this, and we can see if that's something we like or not. And then what we can do is just modify some of these that we want. So I think what we'll do is we'll just drop it in there. You see? And right now it looks like a one-to-one clone, right? So I don't really like that. So what I'll do is just sort of manipulate some of these. And we'll just put a little variation on it. I mean, I know a lot of people that do a one-to-one. And, you know, that's all cool. I like to sort of make things look a little different if I can. Take this and we'll slide all this forward. Right? And we'll take you. And one thing that I know can help, we can change up some of the locations of these drips. That'll help too. Now these drips look exactly the same, which is bad. So we'll bring this one down, and then what we'll do is we'll get this one lined up. We'll kind of bring it down as well to create that little bit of a variation. Nice. Alright, Coach, take care. Thanks for stopping in. It's good to see you. Enjoy lunch. Have a good one. Thank you, thank you. I want to try something here. Let's blend this together. And we'll go with, what, 20? Go to the back. Thank you for the sparks. Take care. Enjoy your lunch. Early. We're going to do the same thing here. I think we're going to take all of this, copy it straight down, group it, go 30, and go behind, and then we're just going to sort of move it where we want it. And I think we'll be good right about there. Good. Okay. Now you could, theoretically, yeah, we might. We'll play around with it. Let's move this. I want this to be at the top. Hey there, how you doing? We're messing around with some isometric design today. Something a little bit different. I'm having some fun with it though. Kind of playing around, trying to see what we can come up with. So now, all of this is on top of, right? Am I right? Or am I wrong? I'm right. Okay. So all of this is grouped together. Nice. So that is now one asset on top of that. So we can still take something like this and we can slip it in between the two and make it look as though it's in water. And then we can break it out at certain points to make it look like it's sort of breaking the water. So that'll be cool. We'll play with that. Awesome. I like it. And then we might actually do some friction up here on the top as well. Maybe break up some of that water on the top. We'll see. Okay, cool. Let's put like... What kind of animals? I want to try to make some isometric looking animals. Ooh, you know what? I just thought of something. Bear with me a minute. That would make sense, right? Wouldn't we see the bottom? If we want to give it a watery, translucent look, would it make sense that we would see the ground on the bottom? Or no? Like the sand? Or is that going to be confusing? I'm not sure on that. Maybe we should do this a little bit different way in order to make that work. I don't... Because what I would have to do is I'd almost have to take this. Yep. And then put it down in here and give it one solid color, I think. Let's try it. Alright, so we go here with it. Well, no, we could actually do that. We could make it look like more rocks on the bottom. We'd have to break the shape up a little bit, but it would actually look kind of cool because it would look like there's stuff sort of in the... like rocks down there in the bottom and stuff. We could do like some little seaweeds and stuff like that. If we do this, though, I'm considering getting rid of the... Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll get rid of the translucent look there. And I think we'll have it sort of go like this. We'll just break it up. Okay, cool. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Drag in. So is this, oh, that is one shape right there. Okay. So we'll go like this. Maybe we'll do a completely different color down there. So we'll turn this off for the time being. Perfect. That way we can sort of see what's up down here. We'll grab this color. Get rid of this. And what we'll do is we'll just modify some of this, I think. Seems to make most sense to me. Okay, cut. Can it not go into that? Yeah. There we go. One shape. Let's go like here with it, and when we turn the water on, yeah. See, so we can see that in there, so it looks like a water block. I like it. So we've got this up here, but now this is going to pose an issue because if we can see this here, theoretically we would see this all the way down, right? Or am I overthinking it? Okay. Shoot. I think I'm right. Hold on. Let's go with this color, the broad color. And then we'll go here. Yep, I'm right. Okay. So we're going to have to redo this a little bit. We'll take this guy, and we'll just sort of move them around a little bit until we get a better placement. Thinking right about there would probably be ideal. But then we can take this one, sort of put it down here like this. And I actually think what I'm going to do is just delete all of the... Well, no, because then I would have to cut out detail there. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll play around with it. We'll make it work. What do you guys think? Leave the low texture here? Or detail the shading going down? Because if I kind of like leaving the low texture there. But if I take this out, then I could do sort of the same thing here. So I could sort of pass that off as acceptable if I do that. Right? Because above the water detail, below the water it's just sort of murky. Sort of makes sense. It actually kind of works.
We got a new follower.
Let's copy this. Hey Mitzi, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Let's take this. We're gonna flip it, and we're gonna redo some of these colors actually. We'll just get rid of these, I think. And what we'll do is we'll leave all these in a group. I don't know. We're testing this right here at this point. I don't know if we're going to leave this way or not. For now, we're just going to take this. We're going to go with what is that color there. And we're just going to put it on the bottom. So it'll sort of go with the other ones right here. And just sort of over here, right? And all we're doing is experimenting with placement. So then we can come in here. And we can just sort of move these around even more. So let's take this guy and move it out here. And we'll take this one and move it here. And we'll take this one and sort of move it there. But all we're doing is sort of creating this effect of like more rocks on the bottom. I kind of like it. What do you guys think? Good, yeah? I don't know how detailed I want to get with these, though. I want to take this one. I want to move this one. Yep. Kind of a small cluster of rocks. Yeah. It makes sense. It works. Okay. So now what we'll do, this is going to be the water block. This will be the that. So what we'll do is we'll create some small animals. Maybe we can put like a little boat floating in the water or something right here. I don't know. We'll play with it. And again, this will be the ice. So let's go ahead and color this temporarily. Fire, since this is going to be the fire biome, we'll just go ahead and we'll get the colors changed down there to sort of represent that for the time being. That way there's some variance there. Okay. And I want this to be right there in size. I want it to basically fill the space as much as possible. There. That's going to be perfect. There's not going to be any room around that. And then I've got an idea for the way we're going to tie this in a little bit as well. And right now you can see where this sort of looks like an extension of this. Not exactly what I want. So we're going to play with that a bit. That's better. A little bit of a color change. Alright, where is the large rock? There it is. Let's do one that's sort of here like this. Sort of here. We'll move this one. We're just going to do some smaller rocks sort of scattered around it. Just adding these small little details. See, that way it sort of looks like a floor bed, and then we'll do some like seaweed and stuff down there. We'll do some growth down there, and then we'll play around with some animals. And I think what we'll do is see if we can't put some like fish. We'll try to do some like little isometric fish in there, and we'll have them doing their thing, and then we'll, yeah, this will be cool. And I'm gonna try to do a little boat. I think like a little boat made out of blocks, if we can. I'm not going to promise anything because that's going to be a little tricky. But I think we can pull that off. Maybe even a little treasure chest or something? I don't know. What do you think? Treasure chest? Where is that? Let's copy this. We'll cut this out of this. And we'll paste it in front of this. And then if we take these three and we drag it down, we can essentially make a treasure chest looking shape. Could be kind of neat. Could be kind of neat, I think. Hey there. We're testing out the isometric tools that Affinity has put into their latest update. So I wanted to play around with the isometric tools just to see what I could make. And so I thought what we would do is we'd make some little biomes, like a little forest biome, little water biome. We'll do like a little fire biome down here. We'll do a little ice biome up here. You know what I mean? Just playing around with it. Trying to see what we can come up with. What kind of ideas we can put into it. Very Minecraft inspired, yes. Very, very much so. Let's go here. I don't know if this might be tricky. I don't know if I want to actually try to do that or not. Let's do a sky color, or what the world are we gonna background? I think we'll start with something like this. We'll leave it gray for now until we get to a better spot. Not sure how I want to actually make that work. Sorry, wife's texting me. Oh, she needs me to go get my daughter. Okay. Well, I will have to do that soon then. I'll do this real quick. Now, I don't know how I want to do this. I'll brainstorm on this. All right. Well, then, if my wife needs me to get my daughter, I'm going to have to get running because I've got to go get her in about 20 minutes. So that will probably end this then. That way I can get running and do that. So anyways, thank you folks for coming out today. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all being here. We're going to, I might go live. What's today? Monday. It will probably be, I don't know if I'll go live tonight or not. It depends on what's going on, family stuff. But if I get time, I will. But yeah, I've got to go get my kid. So if I don't do that, my wife will probably disown me. So anyways, folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for the host. Thanks for everything. I appreciate it. Have a really great day. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Carrington, see you, dude. Yeah, I gotta run. I gotta get the kid. So gotta daddy up. Good to see everybody. Take care, folks. Have a good one.